Everyone wants Khabib back, including Dana. But the new Khabib is already here. Islam Makhachev is Khabib 2.0. Why you should jump on the train right now before it leaves the station. Welcome back, bow throwers. I'm Jose, and this is Throwing Bows, and I am here with John.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And I am here with Maria.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so before we get into it, as always, I
Hold on,
know,
what the
right?
fuck is your problem? When I'm hyped, I'm wrong. When I'm chilling, I'm wrong. Man, go fuck yourself, John. I'm sorry, Jose. Please continue.
All right, let's take care of some business first, and let's pay some advertisement dollars here. Please like our work below. Just hit the like button.
Absolutely.
We would really appreciate it. We put a lot of work into this, trying to present this for you guys on our channel. So please give us a like, and then also please subscribe to our channel. We, again, like I said, we will talk about anything and everything if you want us to, but please hit subscribe, and then we'll listen to anything you got out there for us. So with that all being said and done, let's jump right into this. UFC 259 featured the return of Islam Makhachev. After pretty much over a year, he was off due to injuries and certain other things, dealing with COVID. Not him necessarily, but just trying to get into the country. It was just really bad for him. And now he returned, and who do you know is in his corner? Khabib Nurmagomedov is in his corner, and Khabib is hype beasting. Yeah, Khabib is hype beasting Islam all the way. Listen, I've never seen a champ who's reached the levels that he has ever just go all in for somebody. And if you really want to see something after Islam wins this fight, look at Khabib Nurmagomedov's reaction to Islam beating Drew Dober as opposed to winning the belt. That was something else. But anyway, let's just jump into it. He gets placed up against Drew Dober. Dober, good old Arizona State frat boy, may have hung out with Gronkowski in his part-time and went down to Daytona for Beach Week. But I don't take anything away from him. He's not Sage Northcutt. He can fight. He's not bad.
Wow.
And so, I'm coming for you today, Sage. So anyway, so Islam.
Careful. He's going to be on a 3-letter nationwide network here shortly. He's going to be on one of the TNT broadcasts.
Ooh. Islam submits Drew Dober in the third with an arm triangle choke. So let's just jump right into it. John, Islam looked like blank in his win.
I think he looked like he's ready to start a run. Like he's ready. I'm here. I've had 19 months. You guys have had 19 months. This division looks stagnant. Let's go.
That is, yeah. No, I agree. I think that stagnant is absolutely what it has started to come to look like. It looked like all the big fights were kind of happening up top, and the rest of the lightweights were kind of just sitting around. And I do think that Islam comes in and he starts saying, listen, we need to start, if there's going to be any contenders, we got to start moving some of this dead weight up top out of the way. So I agree. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Are you hungry? Because I'm hungry. So Maria, so let's get to you. Khabib coached like
he was happy, like plain and simple. Watching this man in the corner, I think should shut anyone up that has any illusion of him coming back to the fight scene anytime soon. Obviously, you never want to say never. Maybe he decides to come back one day and fight, but he looked incredibly comfortable in the corner. It's one of those things that, like, if you've ever lost a parent, you'll know what I'm talking about. I lost my mom 5-6 years back. And sometimes when you do things that remind you of your parents or that were something very important with you and your parent, there is a sense of peace that is visible as you're engaged in that activity. Like for me, it's cooking, right? So watching Khabib in Islam's corner, you could tell, if you believe in these things, that it was like his father was with him, and he looked very happy, very at peace. It was nice to see, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
He was genuinely enjoying himself.
He really was. He
right.
really was.
Right.
It was Khabib as a coach. I too.
I'm
I mean, we
here
talk about
for
it
it.
later. We'll end up talking about it later in the show, but he will be a part of that. What we talk about.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, before we get to the next part where we ask questions, so I got to be honest with you. How much do you think when Habib is flying into Las Vegas, or when he's like coming from AKA with a fighter or something like that? So the other Nurmagomedov that he was coaching, that had a fight a couple of weeks back, or
His
maybe a
cousin.
month or so ago, and now he was coming with Islam. I wonder if Habib is like on the plane just thinking, ah, shit. Dana's gonna be there. Like, it's kind of like how you avoid that ex. Like, you go to a friend's birthday party and you know that ex is gonna be there. And you're like, damn.
No,
like, I don't want to see this one.
I think he has. I don't even think he's bothered by him at all. I think he has that douchebag of a manager of his, Ali, run interference, and how Ali deal with Uncle Dana. You know, two bald head douchebags together.
Stop it. So you're on one this week. That's what's happening. It's you. So we're gonna play good cop, bad cop. I'm obviously good cop this week. Is that what's happening?
I like that.
I mean, whatever. I mean,
no,
you know,
but hold on. But you know what? To add to what you're saying, I think it's partially Ali running interference, but Habib is also a very, very smart man. Uncle Dana and the UFC is a means to an end.
Okay.
I think it doesn't bother him as much because regaling Dana in his, pleasantries and pretending to listen and maybe have something new to say is helping him continue to feed these Dagestani fighters into the UFC and to continue the work that started with his dad. So if he's got to politic a little bit, I bet you instead of being like, oh man, I got to deal with this one again, it's almost like, I wonder what I can get out of Dana this trip by ...
Right.
That is an interesting take, Maria. I still like the take of him in his airplane. He's like
hiding around corners and shit.
Like ducking, Dana calling him on the phone, like, hey Habib, I know you're here. You want to get some dinner or something like that? And Habib like, I'm not here. Tell him I'm not here. just man, just
praying.
to see. Yeah. No, I'm praying. I'm in the shower. Just tell him I'm doing something. Like take a message. I don't know. So just the thought of that just drives me crazy. So here we go. So there are a lot of Dagestani fighters coming out of this Khabib-fed AKA. And so let's be honest, Mr. Mendez, you sure haven't been doing a lot of recruiting lately. I haven't heard of anyone that's not Russian coming out of AKA. So DC went off into the sunset, and Pretty Boy decided to, I don't know, go be a model or something. I haven't heard anything from Luke Rockhold anytime soon. Cain Velasquez is
with the boys down at Sanford.
But he still ain't got no fights. So
that's why there's some
heat
gone there with some other members at AKA.
Oh, well, there you go. And then Cain Velasquez broke his back. He's got a back issue. It's spinal. So yeah, and so
all right, Tyson.
Exactly. So that's all done. And so since you had these guys come in, like, you haven't had anybody come in. And so if it wasn't for Habib basically saying like, hey, listen, let me bring my guys in, and then, I don't know, you just sit off in the corner and you do whatever you want to do. That's pretty much what AKA has at this point. And so, Maria, I'm going to kick this to you. The influx of the Dagestani fighters coming into the UFC, is this good or is this bad?
I think it's beyond good. I think it's phenomenal. And I think it's phenomenal for two reasons. First off, I think that as MMA truly MMA as a true sport, right? Like, not a novelty, not entertainment, is trying to become more global. I think it's important that its roster be just as global as the audience that it's trying to attract. And for a very long time, there have been pockets of the globe that have dominated this sport, specifically North America and Brazil. For the longest time, most of your champs most of your prominent fighters really did come out of either the US or Brazil. I think it's important to see the sport grow and to start seeing dominance in other places as well, with more than just a one-off fighter. I'm talking about you, Conor McGregor. Every other Irish fighter is trying to be Conor, and it's not happening. Your camps, I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to speculate, but
Man,
clearly the level of talent, the way it's
leave
being
my fellow
um,
potato eater alone.
yeah, you John, you as a potato eater, you need to get with your folks, because the development of the talent coming out of Ireland, for example, is
Hmm.
not of the same caliber of the one champ that they got. So that said, I think that it's important for there to be dominance that's not just with one random fighter, but is coming with an entire group, for the global purpose. But I think also another key point here is that there is a culture difference. And I think as the sport becomes more global, it is important for the sport to encompass more cultures. So, one of the things that I think is very prevalent with a lot of the Dagestani fighters, they're incredibly respectful. They're not shit talkers. They're about business, even outside of their style of fighting. So I think that
And
for
them
the
boys
culture of
will
this,
pop off though.
yo,
You
yo,
mess with one of them, hey,
they are the
they don't
epitome of
play.
talk shit. They are the epitome of talk shit, get hit.
Shit get
I love
hit.
it.
So Maria, let me just ask you this then.
Hmm.
Is it though, and I hear you, because I get the overall message is that as MMA becomes global, we definitely want to include the Dagestani fighters. But do you see that the harm that could possibly come from this is that because Khabib is Dagestani and he has kind of created this way that they are going to ride the back of Khabib, but right now we have a bunch of good Chinese fighters that maybe aren't getting the press that these Dagestani boys are getting. We have some Mexican fighters that
Nope.
No,
should be
I don't
trying
think
to
it's the
come in.
same.
no.
Okay, well,
I I don't.
I'm going to push back because
I
I
I
think
mean,
that
you
if
can
Well,
it's not for
you
Habib, I don't think that we get him.
Well, hold on,
I
hold on. John, before you jump in there, let me just really quickly say this. I think it's about the overall camps as well as the countries. So the problem to me with what you're saying isn't that there aren't good fighters coming out of Asia, good fighters coming out of Mexico. Moreno is a savage, right? It is the idea that currently in these other countries, they haven't figured it out yet, that if we really have one or two incredibly strong camps that have great fighters, if I eat, everybody eats. And that's what the Dagestanis with Khabib have done very well, that some of these other camps in other countries should probably learn from. Right. So, like with Moreno in Mexico, because I know that you love Moreno, and I think he's, like I said, he's a fucking savage. I love him. If you start getting more Mexican fighters that are coming up in that same camp with that same style, and then get into the UFC and really make a difference, you will see what is happening with the Dagestanis start happening in Mexico as well. But there's strength in numbers, and I think that the problem is they're not unifying in some of these other places yet, and they need to.
Okay. John, did you want to jump on before I ask the question of you?
well I I'll give you pushback in this sense. I mean, we talked about this in one of our earlier videos. I mean, there's going to be heat, like, because Dagestan is the hot region right now. Well,
Mm-hmm,
the problem
mm-hmm.
is that they got a bunch of savages coming out of that region. If you want to do something about it, you stop them. You step up to the plate.
Mm,
You
Mm,
put
yep.
foot to ass. You choke it. You deal with this.
yeah,
Other fighters from other regions have to step up.
yeah,
And it seems to be that, Habib opened the door and they're bursting through. So
Mm-hmm.
now
yeah,
everybody's over there recruiting.
yeah, yeah. I'll give it to you. So then, John, let me put this question to you then. John, this Dagestani wave that's coming through right now, it reminds you of.
Reminds me of a somewhere between a Brazilian and Japanese wave where they were either the champs or they were deep in any organization's
Mm-hmm.
division rankings.
Yeah.
And they came, each camps, they were strong, they were different, deep. So, I mean, that's what it's starting to remind me of. Because not
Yeah.
only are you seeing just Dagestan fighters, you're seeing different styles of fighters coming out of Dagestan as
That's
well.
fair.
So it's not just a particular style tied to a region. Now you have a region with a diverse set of styles among it. So
Yeah.
it's interesting
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. There's and the good thing about it is that they're not all just trying to get into the UFC. They have some guys that are in Bellator. I think they had a guy or two that's in the PFL. So
To do with,
um,
I don't know what to do with these. I've talked like
so,
my man in Talladega Nights.
so
So
I'm not sure. So here we
here's the
go.
thing, though. Hold on,
What?
really quickly, though, John, because you said something interesting. You're talking about how they're so different, like they're coming out with different styles. But I would disagree with you. I feel like they're taking it. It's almost like when you play a video game and you've got the base outfit. Like they tell you you can change a character's outfit, and really it's the same outfit in a bunch of different colors. I almost feel like that's what's going on with these Dagestani fighters. Like, yes, you will have one that's a little bit more of a prominent striker or more of a prominent this or that. They are all grapplers. Like the core is the same for all of them, right? It's a version of Habib. It's how far they go into that version of Habib that differs, but they all start from the base of I need to be
Well,
able to grapple, wrestle, get someone down, and then go from there. So I think it's you gotta you have to call that out because it's not like you're getting a bunch like, oh, I'm getting some kickboxers and then I'm getting some strike. No, no,
I mean,
they're all
it's a fair
fundamentally the same.
it's a fair assessment in one respect, especially if you tie it to uh I guess, Team Habib or
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I guess what he was calling it, Red Eagle, whatever it
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
was, the
Yeah.
team itself.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's just like Brazil has a particular type. Obviously, their jujitsu, grappling
Mm-hmm.
heavy
Mm-hmm.
arts and whatnot. Japan, sort of the same thing. But they branch off and start doing other things.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I
yeah,
think that to move
fair.
before we move on, I think that to the point though, some of them are way better on their feet than some
Mm-hmm.
other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are definitely like I'm going to take you down and then I'm going to maul you. Some of the guys are I'm going to keep this on the feet and then I might get you down. And some of the guys are just like I'm going to keep this on the feet. So
Big baby.
um yeah, no, we'll definitely come back to that. So Islam in a post fight uh interview, he called out Tony Ferguson due to the extreme amount of shit talking one Tony Ferguson has been doing about Habib. And the boss Dana, when asked about it, seemed to say like he loved it. He thought it was great. Dana was doing backflips over the idea of putting Islam in there with Tony Ferguson. So I ask, next best thing or not? Is it going to be is Tony and Islam going to be the next best thing to Habib or Tony, or is it not even going to pale in comparison of what could have been? So Maria, I start up with you. Islam Tony makes up for the fact that we never got Habib or Tony, or not? It's not even going to be the same.
Man, I love when you soft pitch to me. Of course it's going to be fucking amazing. Cuz here is the thing. If you don't see as a fan of this sport that Islam will likely be if not just as good, maybe even better than Habib, I I don't know what you're seeing, right? Like I'm all in on this train. So that said, stylistically, it is the difference between playing with the 5-star fighter on a video game or the 4-star fighter of the same type. So I'm all in. I think it would be an incredibly interesting matchup. I honestly don't mind that it's not Habib. I am one of the few people. Well, I think there's a lot of people think that he didn't have shit to prove to anybody. So I would have liked for him to have fought Tony. He didn't. Oh well. I definitely want to see Islam Tony.
Got it. Okay. So John, Islam Tony, does that move the dial for you?
Yes, it definitely moves the dial for me. I definitely want to see the fight. Khabib's beef is now Islam's beef. He inherited the beef. You know, it's he passed that flag on, and now, I mean, the perfect fight. What better circumstance to go, I am here, that belt is in my path, than with El Kukui.
Yep.
You know, put hands on him since your coach didn't get a chance to.
Right.
And, you know.
And it's no disrespect to El Kukui. Like.
No, not at all. And,
you know.
And that's not to say that, you know, Ferguson wouldn't win that fight either.
Right.
So, I mean, it's anything's possible. But it's definitely a fight I want to see.
Yep. Absolutely. I want them to book it. Like, it would be great if we could get it before the end of 2021. Honestly, I don't want to wait.
Okay. All right. So styles make fights, and we have possibly a better version of Khabib that's coming up, and he's actually trained by Khabib Nurmagomedov. So John, over or under 2.5 fights until we see Islam fighting for the belt?
Depending upon how certain fights work out, probably over by like maybe a half fight.
Okay.
Possibly. Okay. I could definitely see 3.
3, maybe 4?
Nah,
you don't even think 4?
I don't think 4. I mean, it all depends on who's available and how people perform and what Dana wants to happen.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if he gets that Ferguson fight, for sure, right?
If he gets that Ferguson fight and he looks outstanding in the fight, decision, finish of any kind, you know, then you have to at least put him in a title fight eliminator. So yeah, that's probably El Kukui 1. Should it work out, title eliminator. Should that work out, then title fight. So 3. You could see 3.
Okay, so you're taking the over. Okay, and so Maria, last question goes to you. With Khabib training him, can Islam dust off Dustin Poirier?
Oof. All right. Well, let's start from the beginning. What you're not going to do is disrespect my man Dustin like that. Don't disrespect the Diamond. Talk about him.
I'll disrespect him all day. I'm in for
Stop
Islam.
That.
I'm on the train.
I am
this kid is better than Khabib.
I need your beard game to be better, though.
Listen,
I mean, maybe.
I think it would be an incredibly interesting fight. Dustin is not the same Dustin from 2-3 years ago. And I think that that's really important to note, because I think that he is good enough and will be good enough, even with Islam being who he is, to have that, to make that fight go, if it's a championship fight, go 5 rounds. I think he can keep up on the ground. I don't know. I it'll be interesting. I can't count my man Dustin out, but at the same time, if anybody is going to come in there and really give him a run for the money, I think it's Islam.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So thanks a lot, everybody. Those are our thoughts. So thank you for tuning in. And please like our work below. Again, I can't state it enough. We work really hard. So please like it below. Subscribe to our channel as well. You know, just hit that button. You know, we'll appreciate it. 1 for 1. And then leave a comment if you like what we had to say today, or if you didn't like what we had to say today. That's fine. I mean, obviously, we have some takes that you don't like, and that's cool. But if you did like them, go ahead and leave a comment below. And then hit us up on Twitter at Bows Throwing. at Bo's Throwing. So anything that you feel like you may want to keep PC and you want to take it to them streets of Twitter, we'll fight it out there too. That's fine. And with that, that will end this one. And we're out, everybody. We'll see you next time. Peace.
See you next
Bye,
time.
guys.